Hello there. It's time now for about an hour and a bit of us playing a wrestling RPG. Is that good? I'll give you a hint. Yeah, it's very good. Just a couple of quick things. In the game when we're playing, sometimes we'll talk about heat. Heat is basically the relationship between the wrestlers, and it gives you a bonus if you've got heat with them, because I really want to mess up that guy's face. This is kind of a teaser of what you're in for quite soon. Secondly, momentum. Momentum, little stacks of chips that we can spend to jump into the ring at any point, or we can save them up by doing cool things or being chucked out of the ring. It's basically a system that allows people to hop in and out, but with some sense of flow. That's the rest of it you'll probably work out. Thanks again to Mark Humes for joining us on this, and if you've not checked it out already, we did do a mini D&D series, which was a 3-part video, which is really quite fun. You should go and check that out, and you should also check out his channel. You'll find links to all that stuff in the description of the video and on our website. Do the video.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for agreeing to play a very different game. This morning we played some Dungeons and Dragons.
Now we're gonna play some worldwide wrestling!
It's a game of wrestlers and the wrestling
Who love them.
makes them. So this is, ordinarily, if you play this as like a long campaign, we're all gonna be wrestlers with real lives and problems. You could be like a drug addict, but we're not doing that today. We're gonna do the much more fun side of it, which is a doggone wrestling special. Welcome to the British Wrestling Federation. Dun 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 dun!
Slightly drizzly SummerSlam.
It doesn't. Yes, welcome to the slightly drizzly Slummer Slam.
It's an overcast extravaganza.
So what we're gonna do is, first off, now here's the thing, like real wrestling, there is something of a running order. Also, we know who's going to win all the matches. Whether that actually happens remains to be seen.
Okay.
But first off, the most important thing is we need to go around the table. So I am creative, which means I'm kind of the director, I'm the audience, I run the game. You three are professional wrestlers.
You don't need to tell me that.
Matthew, who are you?
I am hailing from the bright lights of London. I am the Battenberg.
That's a joke which most of our audience won't get.
And I have taken control of the situation by colouring the room behind us with special lights to be pink. Half of the colour of a Battenberg cake. At this point, I just put a photo of a Battenberg cake on the screen. Just so people know what Battenberg is. That's what a Battenberg cake looks like. Basically, it's a special kind of cake.
What's your wrestling gimmick?
My wrestling gimmick is I am a top rope climber. I've got a finisher called the Eton Mess. It's another kind of cake thing. If you don't know this, you've got to have some
Get some
fun
good
time.
cakes in you.
Get some
Some
knowledge.
knowledge.
You're going to have a whale of a time discovering all these puddings. And then basically, I am a wiry, wily, fast, nasty heel of a wrestler. I'm going to mess you up, but also I've got a hidden identity because I have a mask which resembles icing from a cupcake that has dribbled down with a cherry on the forehead. That's the cherry on the top. Don't mess with the cherry on the top.
And inexplicably, because of how character creation went, you're the most popular wrestler we have.
Why wouldn't I be? I mean, come on.
He's the Battenberg.
He's the famous Battenberg. All right, Pip, who's your
Hello.
wrestler?
I am Warbeast.
She's legitimately scary.
Yeah.
Yes, because I take it too far all the time.
Why does she always have to take it too far?
Because you don't take it too far enough.
Yeah.
Don't think about that sentence for long enough. For too long. Okay, so you are playing an archetype called the Hardcore.
I am.
Who is good at getting a rise out of the audience by injuring other people or themselves.
Yes.
That's kind of your thing, right? Is more injuring yourself than anyone else?
Yeah, basically. Well, I think it's just that, like, I'm so excited about wrestling and about being here and about sort of, just getting into the spirit of it that occasionally everyone just gets really hurt.
You are a heel like me, though. You're
Yeah, but, like,
You're a
I'm
nasty
fine with
one.
it. I've kind of embraced it at this point. Other people less keen.
Yeah, I think what we've got here is in the roster we've got 3 male wrestlers and then you. So definitely we've got this like, oh, she's a woman who stands up to the men and it's slightly uncomfortable and there's a lot of blood involved.
Like the blood is from my blood explosions
Well, as we discovered,
from the
though,
biceps.
you actually have larger
I actually
biceps
have
than
a
all of us.
bicep.
Yeah,
It's-
100%.
It's
They're
ridiculous.
Possibly
actually
combined.
quite impressive. Everyone must attend the gun show.
So our third and final player wrestler.
Hello. I'm the Bristol Muddler. I'm a nice good old boy from Dulford. His costume is a pair of ripped dungarees, like kind of off his shoulders, like a kind of some sort of giant beast man
Yeah.
from the bayou.
Your gimmick is the monster.
Yeah,
because
I am big.
you're like 6'5", you weigh God knows how much.
Yeah, all from eating way too much barley and whey and drinking too much cider.
Oh god! Oh, so it's the sort of like the portly.
Yeah,
kind of
oh no, it's
strength.
poorly. It's not like, ripped like, John Cena or anything like that. It's more Andre the Giant, kind of a bit of a tub.
Yeah, just
strong.
like parts of you are more spherical than you might expect. Massive, but you're beloved. You're a nice man.
He's a lovely boy from Dulford, him. Good old Susan's boy.
I for one really hope he triumphs over these losers.
Not going to happen.
It's not gonna. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. 'Cause no one's holding the mic yet. We've got our wrestling cheat sheets, so that us idiots who don't know much about wrestling.
I have learned more about wrestling in preparing for this game than I have in my entire life.
Well, honestly, this is the cool thing because it's beloved and has won a few awards because it is designed from the ground up. If you like wrestling but have never played RPGs, it's tons of fun. If you like RPGs and have never watched a wrestling match, not only are you going to be able to play it, but you'll realise, I think, a bit of why people love this.
yeah, absolutely.
So we also have a fourth NPC wrestler to round off the roster, who is someone I just really wanted to do. Because, some wrestlers will drive motorbikes into the ring. I just want a wrestler who really loves his car. Another nice, simple, down-home boy. He's a London lad. He's called... Well, we haven't decided. He's either Carboy, which I like.
You've got to call him Carboy.
Jack.
Jack. Because Jack is clever, but Carboy is funnier.
I suggested Jack the Carboy.
What is Jack the car?
Jack the Carboy sounds a bit dodgy.
It does sound
What's the
dodgy.
car though? If you just roll into
thought like
on
a-
a Fiat
going
Punto.
on-
I thought
Audi, like-
Fiat Punto or Ford Focus.
Peugeot.
Because no, it's not that he's got a nice car. He's a simple city boy who just likes his car.
Likes
Jack
his
de
car.
Punto?
Jack the.
Jack de Punto, no.
Let's stick with Carboy.
Carboy.
Anyway, the point is, his entrance is he drives his car up to the ring very slowly to make sure he doesn't hurt the audience. So, you guys, before we started, we decided on our running order, which you do in every game of Worldwide Wrestling. However, here's what you don't know. We won't play this scene out, but what I'm going to tell you is the good news is that the British Wide Wrestling Federation, as a result of today's 2-hour TV special, probably going to be absorbed by a bigger wrestling federation. You guys are making it to the big leagues. No longer performing in front of the audience of about 50 people. But here's the thing. They can't take all 4 of you. At the end of this session, the one player with the lowest audience stat is going to be cut.
Whoa!
Which could be Carboy. Just saying.
Cowboy.
Okay, so without further ado, I will...
Just Pip's notes again. Pip has taken the note. Oh no.
There's something at stake. I'm worried.
There has to be, because of course,
Oh no.
you gotta make a one shot a little something. So before we kick off, I've just remembered one other thing. We need to ask your heat questions.
Okay.
So Mark, do you want to start? You've all got some questions on your character sheet. Do you want to pick one?
So I pick one.
Pick a
it says
question.
on your turn, ask one question per other player, or is it just I pick one?
Yeah.
now?
So if we had more players, then you would picking who you ask these questions to would be pretty important.
Okay.
But since there's a few of us, we just get to do some character. So we've got the Bristol Muddler.
The Bristol Muddler, and the question is, oh man, there's some good ones here, but I want to, because he's a hero, he's the baby face.
Yeah.
I don't want to go with the more scary ones. It's going to be, who helps me come up with the new directions for my character?
Oh, it could be Carboy, couldn't it? I mean, are you guys even vaguely friends? Out of
I helped him come up with a new direction by shoving him through a window. Is that...
That was perfect. I'm just thinking maybe Carboy's your friend.
I think maybe.
Maybe Carboy. So you can have +1 heat with Carboy.
Plus one heat with Carboy.
Battenberg Bruiser or whatever. Battenberg.
Battenberg.
Give me a question.
He's going to batter.
Keep it down. Keep it the team. We've got to save this for the show.
Who wishes they could do what I do in the ring?
I quite like it. I think he's wonderful. I love the way he moves. He's so slim. The ladies love him.
It's true. The ladies love
jealous.
Battenberg.
I'm jealous of Battenberg.
ladies
And there you
love
go.
cake.
So now you have +1 heat with
The Muddler.
With the Muddler because he wishes he could do what you do. He's just really impressed.
So sweet.
I think he's a lovely man. I don't like his style, but I do like his cakes.
He does make exceedingly good cakes.
War Beast, give me a question.
Who's returned from an injury I gave them?
That could be anyone, couldn't it?
It really could. I could ask a different question
No,
so we
I
can
mean,
narrow things
who wants a
down.
character to have previously been injured by War Beast?
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah? So you get +1 heat with...
So they've kind of formed like some sort of heel alliance, but they still hate each other. It's like a rivalry.
Well, it's just something for Matt to keep in mind when he's working with War Beast, that War
have,
Beast like, shattered your ankle.
I have changed the name of my special move from Eton Mess to Mr. Kipler.
Can we have another picture on screen?
Exceedingly good breaks.
so good.
We have a lot of cakes in Europe.
You guys got to come over and eat some cake.
Okay, right, back to Mr. Muddler. We'll do one more question from each of you.
Okay, so who has made me look weak?
But you're so strong.
Exactly.
Who
Who
could
could
make-
possibly?
Oh, it's gotta be War
It's not
Beast.
always
It's
just
gotta
be
your
War Beast.
strength.
Yeah,
It
it's
could
got to
be
be because you
disc,
actually
yeah.
just broke his nose
Yeah.
one time.
Shoved him out that window.
Scoosh thing.
+1 heat with... Oh,
Yep.
have you already got... Okay,
I
great.
just did it.
War Beast question, we got one?
Hang on, I'm +1.
Oh,
with the
you're
Muddler,
not. It's
right?
only...
Or-
It's only
oh,
it only
okay, it's
no.
one
Person's asking the
direction.
question, yeah.
Okay.
I'm so excited to watch you guys fight.
It's going to be fun.
Who beat me bloody most recently?
It's not going to be Carboy, is it?
I like how Cowboy. I just imagine this scrawny lad.
I
who's
don't...
just like,
yeah, we'll figure out
he's
who
a
he
bit
is.
rubbish.
When he's
I
definitely
can't imagine
shit.
it being anyone other than... Because I
Mr.
don't beat
Muddler?
people bloody.
You don't
It
think-
would
But the
probably
Muddler didn't
be.
mean it. He just did it by accident.
It's just that's.
I think you put your
We
faith...
Roughhouse.
Yeah, okay. Roughhouse. The darker form of wrestling. Finally, Matthew.
Who always has my back?
Is it Carboy?
I think it's Cowboy.
The two London lads. I like it.
I need to
actually.
make it... Oh, yeah, of course.
The two London boys.
Cowboy got my back.
Because Carboy is a baby face, one of the good guys.
But
of wrestling.
sometimes,
But he's got a bit of a London alliance going on.
baby face and heels can sometimes come together, I guess. I say this knowing nothing about wrestling.
Leave a comment if this is even vaguely accurate. So ordinarily we do all the questions, but ordinarily we could have like a big table of players. And this game's actually pretty good for that because even if two players are having a match, nothing stops players from like...
Just going, I'm coming in!
yeah, that's not an exaggeration. Those are the words you say. It's like, I'm bored. Even like...
Especially because it's that thing of like, if somebody,
The manual specifically says the running in move is the I'm bored move. So be like, here I go! Okay, right. So I want you to all imagine sort of like the external sort of shot of a particularly large Weatherspoons in Reading. No, sort of more. Yeah, because so the seats aren't entirely full. Okay. We've got about 80 to 100 people, maybe. It's quite a good night, but not everyone's there for you. Some people are there because it's curry night.
Classic spoons.
But we go inside the arena. The lights go low. Everyone's still talking until the first strains of like I don't know, like Power of Love or something slightly naff come on.
Final countdown.
Oh yeah. Matt, if you're editing this video, you can put the final countdown on very quietly under this bit, but a MIDI version so we don't get busted for copyright. Now we're going to have our first segment, which we agreed was a promo. I didn't decide who with, but it's going to be with one of you two because the first match is Battenberg versus the Bristol Muddler. So here's what we're going to do. The reporter comes up to behind stage. The TV screen, which has a crack through it, just shows the management going up to the Bristol Muddler. Bristol Muddler, it's very good to have you here.
Hello, it's good to be here.
You're gonna go up against Battenberg, of course, a very famous, powerful wrestler. Last time you met in the ring, I believe he threw you out of the ring. It was very impressive. How does it feel to be going up against him again?
It's going to go up against the Battenberg. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to make one of his cakes as flat as a pancake.
Right, that's what we call a move.
Oh, okay.
So that is cutting a promo. So you're going to roll 2d6 and add your look stat. What's your look?
My look is 0.
Well, great.
It kind of works
So on
quite
average, you'll do fine. That's a 7. That's a
That's a
pass.
7.
So you can.
People are won over by his simple charm.
Absolutely. So the audience pay attention to you. They quite like this lad. You know, he talks like they do. You can make creative book you in a match, which isn't quite relevant. You can gain a momentum. You can gain +1 heat with Battenberg.
I think Battenberg wouldn't like me dissing his cakes.
So
I'm gonna take
I think
the
you get
heat.
so your heat becomes +1 with Battenberg. Very good. Do you want to do the interview with Battenberg?
Hello.
How's it going?
I'm looking forward to your match with the Bristol Muddler. How are you doing? How have you been preparing?
I've been keeping the heat nice and low, going for a slow cook on this burn, getting myself fired up for the fight. I'm ready for the top rope, he's ready for the floor. Some people talk about buying the farm. That boy couldn't even afford a small car.
Will you rise to the challenge like a good souffle or flop like a terrible souffle?
This souffle ain't for flopping. Anyone who says otherwise is a liar. This souffle, it ain't for flopping. Flopping.
Right, that's a promo. Give me a roll. That's a 9.
Well, you've got a +1. That's
10.
a 10.
Okay, you
Oh,
connect.
you nailed it.
You connect with the audience gain, Matthew. You gain 1 momentum.
And I get something else as well, because I've got a thing.
Yeah, and you can have.
I gain 1 audience.
What's that? From what? What?
First time per match that you roll
What's the
a
name of the
10
skill?
plus human highlight reel.
Oh, this isn't in a match yet, buddy.
Oh, okay, fine.
No, you just got to roll 10 plus again later. You get, anyway, so you get 1 momentum. You can gain 1 more heat with Bristol Muddler, or you can gain another momentum.
I'm going to get some more heat with the Muddler.
So you're +2 now.
Yeah.
So if 2 wrestlers ever reach +4 heat, or a wrestler hits +4 heat with another wrestler, if they get that match, a heat is I should explain. I explained all this stuff to you off camera. Now I need to tell the people at home.
It's fine.
Heat is the measure of how much the audience really want to see these 2 people fight. So if you hit +4 heat, which is the stat these guys are bumping up, and then you have that match, you gain audience, and audience is like experience points. It's what lets you level up. And become a better wrestler and get things like a valet or like or additional like traits like legend or celebrity or stuff like that. So good work, everyone.
So building up sass with other people, yeah.
You built up some sass. Good work, everybody.
Building up the crowd, warming them up, getting them fired up.
Right. So now that everyone's talking in the audience, everyone's quite excited to see this match. Lights go down low. And then what happens when the Bristol Muddler enters the ring?
So you get Cotton Eye Joe comes on as a song.
I'm glad you did that because I wasn't putting it on the video.
He comes in just bench pressing a live cow above him, just like, and it's mooing, and he's just lifting it up, and he's cheering along, he's singing along like really loudly.
having a lovely
Where did you
time.
come from, Cotton Eye Joe? And then he puts it down. He puts like a wreath of flowers around its neck. He kisses the cow.
Yeah,
He's like, "This is for you, Daisy." Woo! And then he gets in the ring.
Very nice. That seems pretty amazing. There isn't a role for like just coming in and being awesome. I guess because all wrestlers do that. The lights go down low. What happens as Battenberg enters the arena?
Well, the lights come down low, and then there's lights, sort of spotlights on the entrance, and then a drum roll. And then out of nowhere in the shadows, Battenberg is already in the ring.
Oh!
And hits.
Oh no!
Hits him
Just out of nowhere.
on the back of the head with a small muffin bacon tray.
What happens? He stumbled. What happens to him?
He stumbled over.
So now the wrestler any wrestler who's not involved in the match can narrate this. So people will be holding this and just chucking in wrestling narration. I mean, not narration, commentary.
For flavour.
Well, that was unexpected. He's come in there with a tray bake.
I'm tossing the slightly dented cheap tray off the stage to one side immediately.
It's from Wilco's.
Getting the dizzy Muddler, throwing him against the ropes.
He bounces off the ropes.
And then while he's running up, I'm going to jump up onto the top ropes and I'm going to jump down and do a missile drop kick.
Oh, fudge! This has got upgrade.
Started off with a bang.
That's a pretty serious move. So now we do a wrestling move. It's a unless you've got a particular. That's just a wrestling roll, I think. So I believe that's like technical prowess. It's difficult, it's demanding, it's dangerous. You're going to roll.
Although, could it be his showcasing his gimmick as well?
Where's that?
If you execute a signature move, demonstrate your character through action, or otherwise showcase your gimmick. Because he's like all about ropes and stuff, right?
So what would he roll for that?
I think
It's roll plus look.
Yeah, this one. This one.
That's pretty. Yeah. Do you prefer rolling? His look and his work are the same.
It's the same.
Oh, okay. Well,
So just 2d6. Don't screw it up.
Oh!
That's a roll of 4.
Oh wow.
So you could like blow all your momentum to put you over, but
Oh yeah, I could bless up. Is it 1 gets you 2?
no, 1 gets you 1.
Oh no.
You want to save that?
Maybe
Don't worry.
I'll just fall over.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So what, you launched yourself at and down? Was it, or?
I think, okay, so I mean, it's got to be. So you thought you had this. You thought that, everyone loves you, so you're never going to be the one who gets fired. You stand on the top rope, but it turns out Reading didn't secure their ring quite as well as you wanted to. The top rope actually buckles slightly, gives way, you lose your balance. Your butt sort of hangs over the edge of the ring, so you think you can retain your balance, but you can't, and you fall out. The audience loves it. They think it might be all planned. Maybe it is all planned, but you have just lost one audience.
Okay, that's fine.
Putting you on par with everyone else. Now, so Muddler, you got control.
So the Muddler sees that, but he's a good lad. He's a good lad, and he kind of like holds his head and he kind of stumbles around, and he goes up and he kind of leans over and he is gonna try and get down in the ring. And he's going to put him back in the ring, but it's not a friendly put him back in the ring. He thinks he's helping. He's like, "Oh, hello, mate, you've fallen down, hang on, whoa!" And he's going to try and
He goes in for the helping hand, but he doesn't know his own strength.
Yeah,
and
and it's like
there goes
real, like, just
Battenberg.
pulling him in.
Right, that's absolutely a feat of strength, I think. So that's 2 dice from you.
And I add power to this.
Yes, you do.
So this is +2.
+2. That's 6, 7, 8. So you do it. It's an obvious effort. Gain +1 momentum, and your opponent picks 1. You do it with obvious difficulty, and the audience notices. You put yourself at risk of injury, or you put them at risk of injury.
So I choose.
Yeah, you choose on this one.
Audience notices.
Okay. He strains slightly. They're going to be noticing that. They're wondering. You both might be not quite living up to your expectations here. You've still got control. You can interrupt, but that's momentum. Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to clamber in, and it's like as the Battenberg is getting up. I start bouncing him off the ropes, like throwing him one way, watching him around down, and it's just going to be like a choke, like kind of a
clothesline.
like a clothesline.
He's
sends
getting
him
in
down,
quite the
and then I'm gonna
muddle.
And then I'm going to try and get him into the Boston Crab.
Oh, snap.
Oh wow.
Wait, where have we got that there?
It's on there.
Let's definitely show that to the people at home. That looks incredibly uncomfortable. This should be illegal.
It's just like rolling pigs back home, this! And it's just like holding him in, desperately trying to keep him in place.
Let's do a wrestling roll for that. So
Okay.
I believe
Magic
that could be. Is it power? You are using. I think it's more just work.
Okay, this is harder for me. This is
Is it -1?
Yeah, -1.
Oh, he does it anyway.
It's
so
a
you
9 though.
You could put each wrestler over once.
Oh,
So if you
okay.
narrate what he's doing, and think it's good, you can give +1 to a roll. You can do that to each wrestler once per match.
Okay,
if you
but
want
does
to.
he just not need it because it's a
I have a
tournament?
-1 because of my work
not-
is -1. So
okay.
I'm like holding him back and he's wriggling around.
Marzipan down! +1.
There you go.
Sure.
Okay,
Go.
right. You hit it great. You retain control, and you either gain +2 momentum or +1 heat with your opponent.
Ooh, +1 heat with the opponent.
There you go.
I'm gonna
You're
go for it.
+2 now.
He doesn't like me. He
He's
doesn't like me being in control.
furious.
I'm gonna interrupt.
Oh, what happened?
So he's pinned me down, and
You're upside down, I believe. You're that.
I'm that. I'm that. I'm gonna manage to push myself back out through
to climb between his legs.
Then I'm gonna swing up between his legs until I'm grabbing his head, and I'm gonna
whack him away.
punch him in the face.
If this feat of dexterity comes off, it will be forever known as the Viennese curl.
Both of you have too much knowledge of cakes.
It's weird, isn't it? I don't know what's.
I know more about cakes than I do role playing or wrestling.
Okay, so you're on his back. You're punching away.
I'm gonna just be slapping the back of his head.
He's slapping the. Oh, sorry, I'm doing your job now. I'm getting
go
too
ahead.
excited. Keep going.
Co-commentary.
Oh,
And then I'm gonna be
that's how commentary usually works.
I'm gonna be sort of taking the mick
He's taking the biscuits.
motioning the patty cake on the back of his head.
He's making this good old boy look like a good old fool.
And then I'm going to leap off him just as he gets up, aggravated by having messed with him, and he charges at me and I dodge out the way.
You do?
And then he's got such momentum, he's going up the ropes, and again this time on the other rope I'm going to try the same thing
again.
The second try for the missile drop kick.
That's a 9.
Wow.
Wait, do you have +1?
Yes.
There you
I
go.
do.
So now that's a 10. So that's
my
+1
10.
audience. Is that what
Ooh,
you think
so I'm back up to 2.
He's a human highlight reel.
Has he just clotheslined the denim?
Oh, that's right. You get
Duke.
your highlights as well.
The denim.
Yeah.
He's wearing his dungarees. Shush now.
Okay, so then also that was just a cool wrestling move. Plus work 10+. You either gain team momentum or +1 with your opponent.
I will gain +1 with my opponent. So it's +3 now.
Oh, the audience are loving this rivalry. So, you. What have you got?
The crowd is
Missile
going
drop kick.
wild.
Missile drop kick.
Which one?
He's literally jumping off
double
the
feet.
top rope with double feet.
Catch him in the chest, knock him down. And then I'm going to take a moment and I'm just going to grab a microphone
Oh,
and
here we go. Give him the mic.
say, it looks like this boy from Bristol is a little underdone. Look at him, I'm gonna poke his belly and say, still very squishy in the middle. Needs more time.
Wait, work the audience, buddy. Oh, so you roll plus audience for this. This is interesting. So what's your audience, 2?
Yeah.
So you're rolling +2.
Interesting. That's
4, 5,
yeah.
6. So 4, that's not
5,
enough.
6. I'm gonna spend some momentum then.
Okay.
I just need 1, yeah, to get
Yeah.
7.
So you either gain +1 momentum. You get it back.
Okay.
So
fine.
then the crowd are excited. They're all cheering. They're yelling. Yes, he does look quite like a cake.
They are still on your side. Nothing has changed.
I didn't think I liked wrestling, but this is quite good.
And then I'm gonna go to the edge of the ring, and one of my plants, is gonna chuck me a small bag of icing sugar, and I'm gonna.
So can I
Dust it
interrupt?
over
Yes, you
him.
can spend a
Right,
momentum.
So suspend a momentum. And where he's like sprinting, I'm gonna kind of reach up. I'm gonna kind of like grab his legs and kind of pull them out from under him, so he goes down, and then I scoop up the mic that he had. And I want to. So, what's the difference? Is cutting a promo different to working the audience?
Cutting a promo is what you
We do
roll
beforehand.
off the
It's
match.
kind of the trash talk.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Whereas
So-
working the audience is in the match.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be a risky, but I'm going to try it. So I'm going to be like, he's been dissing Bristol, and I'm not going to stand for that. I'm
Well-
a Bristol boy.
So here's the thing.
yeah.
So cheap heat is something everyone can do once per game. So once per evening, basically. When you insult or praise the audience in their hometown, gain +1 momentum. So
Okay.
you can always do that. That's not a roll. That's just free.
Okay, so I'm going to do that, and I'm just like, he thinks that London's so good and Redden's so good. He's no Bristol. I'm going to finish him like a 12-litre cider at the summer fete, I am.
There's your cheap heat, and then
then
you can keep going to work the audience.
Yeah, so...
It's not easy to come up with this stuff. I don't know how you guys are doing it.
In fact, actually, can I use my babyface role?
Yeah, what
Because
is
I'm
that?
standing up for Bristol.
Yeah.
You know, a proud homeboy that I am. Can I spend 2 momentum and pick one of the following?
Yes.
And I can gain 1 heat with my opponent.
Yes.
From dissing old...
There's like tears in your eyes.
Nobody talks about Bristol that way. I'm going to crush you.
Someone like half the audience are in tears.
And then I just want to try and jump like as he's on the ground, like kind of elbow dropping down onto
Let's
it.
go. That's a wrestling move. That's like what is it? Put yourself or your opponent at legit risk by physical strength. I think this is just plus work again. I'm afraid.
Okay.
That's a 7.
So, but I've got -1.
Oh, and you've already put him over the top, so it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So on a botch, you get countered. Give 1 momentum to the opponent, and they immediately take control of the match. If you have no momentum, they still gain 1.
Oh, no.
So I roll out of the way, you bash your elbow on the floor, and you're going, and you're upset, and
That's wrestling. It's really
That is
upsetting sometimes.
exactly how wrestling happens. And then I'm gonna go for a pin.
Do it.
Stretch your legs back.
Oh, no.
Do you want? I think
What kind of
I think this is maybe an okay
Yeah,
point
is
to
this
end.
the finishing move?
I think this feels like a finishing move because he
yeah,
stood up for. So do a finishing move. Do
Okay, I'm going to
Mr.
do a finishing
Kipling.
move. I'm going to go for the Mr. Kipler. The Mr. Kipler involves me. I walk around the edge very gently. Someone chucks me an apron, which I put on, and then I lie on you. and get you in a. Let's have a look at the
Oh, it's got
menu.
to be a high flyer thing, buddy.
Oh, yeah, of
You're
course
the
it does.
flyer.
Of course it does. So this is going to be a frog splash with an apron, which I'm going to get onto the corner. I'm going to drag him into the position, and then climb up onto the thing, and then.
But he stood up for Bristol. This can't happen. Is this the end?
Do you want the microphone?
No, that's the audience.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Bristol. But it's time that you guys learn about turning up the heat. And then,
And then you leap as high as you can. So what is it? What do you roll for finishing move?
so I roll 2d6 and then this is
Oh yeah, you can add them. Yeah, it's just flat for this.
Oh, he only
Wow.
needs to get it, push it up around one, and you. Oh,
yeah.
he nailed it.
So what happens?
clean finisher. I gain +1 audience.
Okay, so what's your audience now? 3?
3.
So yeah, very. The audience go crazy. They hate you, but they love you. And then, as the ref rings the bell, there's disbelief that the Bristol Muddler could have lost.
It's just like slapping the ground, crying like, no, it's not true.
Oh,
Is this the end for the lovely cider, Laura Bider?
oh my God.
I'm too good at this.
Okay, right, so the exit mute. What? What's your music again? Oh, there was no music. You just appeared and hit someone with a pan.
Yeah, my music is, I don't know.
Some
I'll
kind
come
of-
back to you on that one.
There's some kind of generic rock song plays.
Patty cake, patty
Oh
cake.
no, it's MacArthur Park.
What's that?
MacArthur Park is shining in the dark. It's the song that goes, someone left the cake out in the rain, and I don't think I can take it, because it took so long to bake it, and I'll never have the recipe again.
Okay.
Oh, no. I lost it at the end there. It's a hard song. But yeah, that's
Right.
there we go.
I've got it written down on my play order. So we're coming up to the halfway point through the TV special. We've got a locker room scene, which we never really figured out the details of. This should definitely be. I mean, so who comes into the locker room? It can be like.
I mean, it will definitely be like, shall I be waiting? And then you coming in with your
Yes.
cow, slightly despondent.
Little bell, little rope,
It clinks as you clinker, 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 cling.
plodding along.
So what's coming up next is a tag team match between the two heels working together, which is going to be the War Machine and the Battenberg.
Battenberg.
Not the Battenberg.
Meanwhile,
Nobody gets your name right. It's like Baron
it's honestly
Battenberg.
it's holding you back as far as PR goes. Right. Okay. So it's the locker room scene.
Okay.
What do we see when the camera comes up? War Machine.
I am just going to be applying bandages to previous injuries. I'm replenishing my blood supplies.
Okay, so here's how this works. I'll be a reporter who comes in, but very quickly you can get rid of me when it becomes relevant. War Machine, how does it feel to be working with oh my God, with Battenberg?
Don't say it in his accent.
I told you it's impossible.
Battenberg.
Battenberg. How does it feel to be working with Battenberg, who's is often thought of as quite an unreliable wrestler?
He's scum, but I'll do what I need to win the fight.
That's very exciting. And then I imagine you just pushing me out of
Push
the way.
out of the way. You! How did it go?
He kicked my ass. I don't know what happened. 1 minute I'm on top and he's dissing Bristol and Daisy's looking at me and I can't take it when she's judging me and I lost my nerve.
Sorry about that, chap. Yeah, I may have overplayed a little bit, but
No, it's all right,
it was
mate.
a good match, I thought.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah. The cake pan was genius. I thought that was really
I hope
good.
your elbow's all right.
What are you both doing? Why do we not hate each other forever?
Oh, I don't hate anybody, me. I'm just a lovely Bristol boy.
I have fundamentally misunderstood this profession. Did anyone order the korma?
Right, well, that went weird. Let's move on. The lights come on outside. The audience are unsure whether the camera was on for that segment. We're going to skip all the complicated breaking kayfabe rules, and we're going to go into the tag team. So
I am going to invoke my right of a stipulation for the tag team match. This is using my not of this world.
you are a weird guy.
I'm a weird guy. Part of the match, Daisy is suspended.
Daisy is the cow.
Is the cow
Suspended?
Yeah, but can be pulled down by somebody of worthwhile strength. to be used within the match.
Some say it's cruelty to animals. We'll just say that this is set in the 1980s.
It was a different time.
Very different.
Not a lot of people know. We're all playing a documentary.
Can I also invoke the hardcore/violence stipulation
Yes.
thing?
So hardcore match means it is never called, I believe. It's like there's no ref, so there's nothing is off limits. Weapons allowed. No, yeah, it's all bad. Someone's gonna get hurt. There's also a cow. Frankly,
Anything goes.
this is what everyone came to see. British wrestling is very different
To the
to.
American counterpart.
Yeah, we really pull out all the stops. So, should we do our entrance?
Yes.
Okay. So I think the most important thing is people want to see us again. Carboy is going to be. Do you hear a revving of an engine, expecting a motorcycle, and a slightly dodgy Ford Fiesta comes around the corner. Doesn't quite fit. They made sure it was wide enough, but it still has to go really slowly.
Is it like music blaring? Is it got like under lighting, or is it like
Boy is back in town.
He's checking the mirrors constantly. I don't think it has underlighting.
It doesn't have underlighting. It's
I
like-
think he's like 18 and he loves his car. I don't know if it has
Is
to
he
be
going to carefully take out the front of the radio when he gets up and put it in the glove box?
put the D-lock on. Yeah, I think so. So he'll drive up. Are you going to be in
Daisy's
the car?
in the ring, so I can't come in bench pressing Daisy. I like to think he drives in on a small tractor behind the car. He's like, it's like again Cotton Eye Joe playing.
Yeah.
It's just like, hello.
Right. Okay. So we'll park our two vehicles beside the ring. Get out. Hug.
Yeah, I think so. Like
Grab
a good
hug.
sort of like
the audience
slapping
goes
hug.
psyched, sort of like thumbs up, like getting ourselves psyched up. Carboy is probably like the most generic looking man. It's like, sort of thinning hair. He's big but not too big. He's tall but not that tall. He wears like a suit, I guess, but like a city, like a shirt, but it's like open. Like he looks like a drunk
Is it like one of those
bathroom
Ben
salesman.
Sherman shirts that like everyone would go out clubbing and it was like their smart shirt?
Yeah, it's like his one smart shirt.
Yeah.
But then he sort of like takes off his trousers and there's the wrestling gear, and then he takes off his shirt as well, and then throws the clothes to one side. He's got pants on underneath, so it's not weird. And yeah, I'm just excited to be wrestling with you and getting that across.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
And then
Well, so
I feel like I'm the support in this match, so.
I am going to stride out to the sound of war. Huh. What is she good for? Winning all the wrestling. Stamping
Rewritten
down,
yeah,
down the
like
slope.
the song plays, but when it gets to the lyrics in question, the song is entirely cut out.
The
and
sound cuts out and the whole crowd chimes in with
All 40 of
winning
them.
all the wrestling.
Some of them have left now.
Some
there
of
was
the-
a really long interlude.
Some of the bar staff had to help, but it's fine. It's fine. I am covered in blood already.
Wow.
A bandage
any time.
around my head.
That's a thing.
I am going for this.
You had to slip up in the, in the changing rooms. It's alright, I can still do it.
Okay.
I flex. Blood everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you've mentioned this on camera yet. Do you have
Blood
things-
explosions.
blood explosions from your biceps?
Yeah, they
flex
tense
and then-
so hard that the blood just spurts. There is a blood geyser as soon as I enter the
Instead of,
ring
like,
and
fireworks
I
behind you,
stride
it's like red
forward.
water.
I'm assuming this is props rather than like your arms exploding.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, Matthew, have you learned nothing about
Oh, yeah,
professional
of course.
wrestling?
I'm sorry, that's the one thing I haven't learned. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna. So as all the blood comes down and the song fades away, I think Carboy will look at the Bristol Muddler and just sort of frown slightly. Like, this girl is up to no good.
She's a bad ticket.
And if there were ever a case to be made for too many cooks,
And I'm gonna just come in, just basically like juggling tarts trays, the quiche ones, the ones with the base that comes out, just the
just the
bits.
rings.
and wielding them like
Chakram.
like Shakram.
Like
Yeah.
Xena.
Yeah, like Xenia,
It's a hardcore
Xenia quiche princess.
This is the most you character you have ever roleplayed.
Yep.
This is actually just who you are inside. It's the masked man who makes
Effectively,
pastries.
yeah. And if people shout boo, I'm gonna like throw some baking beads at the. See, most...
Really hurt someone with
Yeah, I
this.
know, right? I'm a bad man.
I'm a bad man.
Okay, you get into the ring, climb in. We should definitely have some spoken words before it kicks off as we're circling one another to see what happens. This is, of course, for the British Wide Wrestling Champion. I think I've pronounced that differently. It's British Wide Wrestling or World British Wrestling.
One of the two.
British Wide Wrestling Federation at one point.
Yeah, definitely that. So this is for the British Wide Wrestling Federation Championship belt. I mean, it's only ever been passed between the four of us, but it's still an intensely prestigious object.
We picked it up in TK Maxx.
It's definitely like shiny but clearly plastic. A man, bar staff, comes in and holds it around.
He's just like...
The audience, sort of.
The Muddler wants to grab the mic and say something.
all yours.
He's going to say something to the Battenberg. He's like, Battenberg, you think you're a big man? Well, you can fuck off to the model village.
That feels like that's just good. I just want to make you roll for that. Why don't you just roll? Give me cut a promo. Roll plus look.
Yeah.
Okay, this is 0. That's a 10! They love it!
They love it. You gain +1 momentum, and
It's a very simple crowd.
either have another momentum or +1 heat with your thing. If you have +1 heat just before you do it, then you can get +1 audience from just starting the match.
Let's do that. So that resets, right?
It doesn't.
It doesn't, so it's
So
just
audience
+4.
and heat kind of don't. Well, the rules I'm a bit hazy on because I was learning other things.
Okay. Well, I've got +4 with Battenberg.
Which means you might as well give yourself +1 audience now, because
+1
when
audience.
this fight begins. Because everyone is just popping off. They really want to see you two fight. They just saw you fight. They want to see it again. But this time he wins, hopefully.
I know you got pretty roughed up last time, but I don't know why you've brought so much beef to the arena.
You need my cow out of this!
You asked for your cow.
You brought your cow into it. Who's in the mood for some beef Wellington?
That's a literally drop the mic. Do you want to roll a
Cut a promo.
Kind of promo.
That's a 5 and a 6. +1 momentum, and you can have +1 heat or +1 momentum again.
Well, you can do the same thing, right? You can get up to +4.
I'm +4 as well.
And then you get +1 audience.
Oh, he's nearly close. He's like nearly at the top.
It's because he's had a great day of wrestling.
He's amazing.
It's been some great wrestling.
It's been good work from everybody, but it could all go wrong now depending on how people roll dice.
Carboy, I wish I didn't have to do this. We're both Londoners. You like cars, I like cakes. We got so much in common, but if I need to take you down today, I'm going to take you down. I'm going to slow cook the hell out of you.
I wish I was behind the wheel of this choice, Battenberg, but I have to work with the Bristol Muddler.
Yeah!
Yeah! He's an NPC wrestler. He's not
It's great.
He's the most jobbing man. You go. One of you would have to screw up massively for him to not be the one who's fired.
I will kill you all!
That's it.
I will literally murder you.
Doesn't mess about. I respect that.
Right.
You
Okay.
last.
Okay. So, who wants to be in control? Who hasn't been in control? Why don't you start? You're clearly the most aggro.
Yeah, I was going to say, War Beast.
Having written largely... Pip's character sheet, for reasons we won't go into straight away, just does have the words "burn it down" just written in full capitals.
We may never know, depending on how
this match goes. Yeah. Wait. Who is? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We all know who's. By the way, we all know who's scheduled to win this match.
Pip's just having one of those days.
I run towards the ring. I jump onto your car.
No!
I stamp on it a little bit.
No!
And then I jump into the ring and punch one of you.
I'll fall to my knees when you start pummeling the car. So I go no, and when you jump in, you can just
Yeah, right in the face. Push you onto your back, properly slam you down. And then just start some kicking.
Okay. Yep. You're kicking away. You're kicking away. You're still in control.
Yes, and then I am going to start clambering up the side of the ropes to perform, hopefully, a missile drop kick.
It's a classic.
I was taking
Do you want a
Battenberg's
picture?
moves.
We had this was what Battenberg tried and failed to do the
Yeah,
first time.
second time's the charm.
So-
I hope.
So that's
So
that's just
my-
plus work, I think, unless you've got weird things to do with your rules.
Well,
think
me.
are hardcore. It's a 10.
my
10.
God.
You, if you spend a momentum,
Smash.
there should be a commentator if we had more players, so we can have the commentator put you over. Oh, she's done. She can do everything. Oh, you know why this is interesting.
What?
I know what I'm going to do with this as creative. So first off, that is a wrestling. I love this sheet just says the word wrestling so many times. in different-
Wrestling.
So first off, you gain. You either get +2 momentum or +1 heat with your opponent. I think +2 momentum might be
Okay. Yeah,
Or you can
that
get
sounds
+1
good.
heat with Carboy, which doesn't seem massively relevant. But here's the
Your
thing:
car on fire.
she just did the missile dropkick, which was
That's one of my moves.
that's one of your moves, and she just pulled it off clean against the odds. You didn't think she could do that. The audience are now slightly less impressed with Battenberg.
Is that how it is?
Well, they've just seen her do the move that is your thing.
I lose an audience point.
You
for
don't.
that.
I'm just saying.
Just
you want to
less-
role play that. There's something for you to keep in mind. How do you feel about that? Anyway, you're still in control.
Not too great.
So I have missile drop kicked,
Yeah,
and I am
Carboy, right?
somehow
He goes flying.
tangled up with you to the extent that my next move is going to be the Hurricane Runner.
Oh, she's pulling out all the big moves.
This one,
Oh my.
because
my
it
goodness.
looks so cool, and
believe-
I am so
I
excited to
believe
be here.
you grab Carboy and do a flip, and then you also do
Yeah,
a flip.
I think we're sort of doing a roly-poly,
And it keeps going forever.
like meeting
Like a hamster wheel.
damselflies.
Give me a
tangled
roll.
up.
Give me a roll plus.
Hurricane runner.
If you execute a signature move. Yeah, I think that's still work or power, I guess. Oh my god!
goodness.
You can spend a momentum. Wait, your work is still
War
-1,
Beast is going to
right?
win this.
Yeah.
War Beast is going to walk it.
So you can burn a momentum to put that onto 10 because your work is -1, right?
Okay,
Okay.
So I will-
So now you can either get 2 more momentum.
2 more momentum. Perfect. In that case, I am going to leave you bloodied on the floor while going over and kicking your car.
Carboy is covered in blood,
The blows.
which looks like it's all blood from your costume.
I'm just gonna make this
but no, I'm just bloody.
And that's his car, his most precious of things. It said he cares about his car more than he cares about his mother or his grandmother, but he's very fond of his dad.
I rip off a wing mirror. And then use the
car is
pointy end to scrape the side of the car.
Oh my gosh, that car is no longer legal to drive.
I have no momentum, which means I have to watch. I can't take control.
Without a wing mirror, that is going to get pulled over by the cops very quickly indeed. He's not getting home tonight.
I hold up the wing mirror and check my biceps
Okay,
in
I mean,
it.
That's not true, Kevin. If he goes home via some by roads and some alleys, he could be okay without getting caught. But legally, he's still in a tricky situation.
That's right, Alan. I mean, this is a MOT write-off right here.
Exactly. And those brake lights, I don't think they're in good condition.
I'm gonna crawl.
Definitely not.
I mean, I don't have any control. What happens next?
I run back into the ring because why not?
With the wing
Surely,
mirror.
like, you
Wait,
can tag
wait,
out,
can
though.
I
I
tag
can't.
you in?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a bit tired.
So that's a hot tag. When you have control of the match and you go to tag your partners at a critical moment, roll plus heat.
Okay, so I, where am I with my
my God.
heat? This is
You have only
difficult.
one.
Only one. Oh, terrible. 6,
3,
7.
6, 7. The tag is made. The new legal wrestler on your team gains 1 momentum and takes or retains control of the match.
Okay. I'm gonna slide in under the ropes. Slide into the ropes, walk straight up to Carboy, and offer him a hand to help him up.
Oh, here it comes.
I'll climb my way up and sort of grab the mic. Wait, is this? Wait, you're in control.
No, I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna pat him on the back and as if to say, tag him, and if to say, like, and then I'm just gonna say, this ain't about me and you, Carboy. We've driven a long way together over the years, and I'm not about to take you down. Not when there's a man out there. I say, you get your ass up here. Muddler.
Are you letting him tag in? Then is that like you're gonna let him tag?
You get those dungarees up here so I can wrap them around your tiny head.
I'm gonna go and
The mother like puts the dungaree straps off his shoulders, so it's just the shorts now. Like looks in, takes the mic, cold, hard stare. He's like, "They used to say my mum's head was tiny. Nobody talks about my mum's tiny head."
you have to spend a momentum. It's like if you want to
spend
narrate.
momentum to
Let's
take
go.
control. Now I have a move which says, "Will you look at that sign?" Which says, "Take +1 power." Do I just increase my power?
Yeah, if you filled it in.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I took.
Yeah, so your power shouldn't be +2.
Oh, so it should
you
be-
should be running +3. And of course, if you want to have the best results in those dice, you just want to narrate wrestling moves that are just all about how strong you are.
Well, it's so as he's speaking this, I'm going to rush forward like a kind of furious speed.
I really want to see you get comeuppance. This is great.
Battenberg wasn't expecting as he's kind of dissed the tiny head mother, and it kind of like knocks him to the ground, and I want to pick up his legs and just start spinning him.
Oh, no.
Spinning him to like throw him into the corner, but
Let's
like
go.
real, like just like.
Let's go. Let's.
Is this a strength move?
He's mixing this cake up. He's whisking. I don't know. We've not seen this before.
+3. That's
6, 7, 8, 9. If you
Ah.
do it with obvious difficulty, you put yourself at risk of injury, or you put them at risk of injury. Oh, you choose. This is this again.
Put yourself at risk of injury.
It's like pulling my back out. Like, oh, my back.
I'll just say if you wobble another roll, then I'll give you an injury.
Okay.
But you're still okay, and you still got
So it's
control.
like it throws him into the corner. It's like picking him up, throwing him against the ropes, like choke slam again, kind of not punching him while he's down. But then I'm gonna look up and see Daisy suspended.
I see where this is going.
I drag Battenberg into the middle, and I'm gonna get up and I kind of.
He can't be. This seems legitimately dangerous.
I'm gonna pull Daisy.
So is
down.
she like on like a sort of bungee cable?
Yeah, it's like you can be disconnected.
This is genuine cruelty to animals.
It is.
And
Do not do this outside of your imagination.
I don't care about injuring Battenberg. I think that I'm aiming to give him a bit of comfort.
Oh, so wait, this is working stiff.
Yeah, I think so.
What's your real?
How does anybody keep
-1.
a straight face doing anything in wrestling?
Okay, let's go.
-1. Oh no.
Okay, right. It's
that's
botching
6.
on working real stiff is you screw it up and get injured as a result.
It's just like trying to hold the cow up to like throw over him.
I think the cow just probably the cow kicks. I think.
Put your back out trying to pull a cow from the ceiling.
It's on you.
It's the most embarrassing thing anyone's ever seen.
You stumble the comment. You mark one of these injuries.
I guess you weakened you back earlier when you were putting it up there.
So the opponent gains 1 momentum, and I gain 1 heat with them.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
So am I up to +5 heat now?
I wish I was more au fait with the rules. I believe
That's all right.
I think heat caps at +4,
Okay.
but I don't really want to stop this awesome wrestling match.
Oh, it's
we're
like when
doing.
you finish a few, reset it. Okay.
Okay.
Audience.
So I guess we're in the feud now, and it will reset at the end of the match.
Wait, what does it say? The feud?
It says
yeah.
whenever you work a match with a character you have +4 heat with, gain +1 audience. When you finish a feud,
Oh,
reset.
finishing a feud is a separate thing.
Okay.
Oh, right,
So
okay.
feud is like maybe if you're doing a long-running thing, then you
Okay.
can have a feud because like in or out of kayfabe, a character is sleeping with your wife or something.
Oh, but when you finish it, okay.
When you wrap it up, it's like wrapping up a story arc.
Sure.
Well,
I get it.
it's over to Battenberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the audience are unsure whether you going, oh god, is actually a real.
Stumbling around.
Is this real
the
or
cow
is
is
this
now
just
loose
fantasy?
in the ring. That's the last thing I think. Like Daisy is now loose.
The cable snaps and the cow stumbles down, but is now in the ring itself. Didn't you say Daisy was muddy as well?
Yeah, it's really muddy.
There's mud everywhere. You've still got control, by the way.
Oh, I've still got control. Okay.
I believe so.
I'm going to take it. I'm going to spend a momentum.
Oh, there we go. It's a perfect opportunity.
And you're stumbling around, and I'm just baiting
you don't
you.
need the mic.
I might do in a minute, but who knows? I'm just baiting you, and then like as you come for me, I just trip you up, and then immediately I just turn around and like step on your back and jump off onto the ropes, climb on the ropes, turn around, and angered at someone twice my size having perfectly pulled off one of my signature moves, I'm going to really go for it with my signature. Actually, go for something different. Let's go for a.
Oh, he did that.
Oh yeah, you
I've
did
already done a
that.
frog splash too. Let's go for an elbow drop. Let's retain my high flying vibes.
What is it? Plus
Plus 1, I think. Yeah. Ooh,
Six,
that's
seven.
6.
So 7
So
is
you do,
success.
yeah, you do get it.
You get it.
So I get it.
So that was a wrestling. Yep, it's wrestling. Retain control, transition. Oh, you either retain control and keep narrating, or give your opponent control but get +1 momentum.
I'll keep control, and then after that, I'm basically once he's on the ground, I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna say, you know, this Barrow boy, when he came up to me earlier tonight, he said to me he was gonna flatten me like a pancake. Now I know a thing or two about pancakes, and I know that to make the perfect pancake, you need 1 part flour, 2 eggs, and a 3rd part of war! And then some fireworks are going to go off, but they're going to be crap fireworks.
Yeah, it's like
one rocket. And then war, bum bum, bum bum comes on, a tag out, and he's there, and yeah, you're in.
Hot tag.
Oh yeah, you need to do a hot tag roll, buddy.
Hot tag.
Oh, which one's that?
It's just literally tagging your opponent.
yeah.
Okay.
So, 3 plus heat. Okay, here's what's going to happen. I've got this. This is great.
Cowboy.
No, my
wait for
My
it.
heat is 4 though, so not my heat with
Yep. So on a botch, the other team interferes, blocks it. So here's what happens. The legal wrestler from the team gains control. So you're going to gain control, but here's how it's going to happen. As you are walking towards your tag team, you're reaching into the ring. The ring suddenly just gets knocked. Everyone falls to their knees. It's Carboy. He's driven his car into the wrestling ring.
That cannot be legal.
Causing you to fall down. You didn't reach the fingers of your tag team partner. Carboy leans out of his car and says, "Go and do some wrestling." And shoots you a thumbs up.
I'm gonna do the best wrestling you've ever seen, Carboy.
I love you!
And I like stomp over, and I'm like, it's time for Battenberg to get battered.
That was always the pun!
I just start, you know, like the scene in the Avengers where the Hulk just grabs Loki and does this?
Yes.
I just want to do that with Batman.
You can just throw him left and right.
Just throwing him left and right.
Let's just, okay, so you are, yep, I think this is another feat of strength, which makes sense. So +3, because you're an insane monster. 6, 7, 8, 9. You can bump it up to 10 by spending a thing, or the commentary could put you over because this is an exciting. Let's just say the commentary puts you over.
It's the shake
Oh, there we go.
and bake.
You do it easily and gain +2
Stay,
momentum.
Okay, so yeah, the 2 momentum. And
The audience are going nuts because they love watching you two wrestle.
I'm trying to think.
That's how the wrestling happened works.
Yes!
It works.
We just, anyway, okay.
You still have a loose cow at your disposal.
I do have the cow. I do have the cow.
Let's not do a cow tipping. I mean,
That's what I was thinking. Can I try and work up the audience before I do that then?
Yeah.
Right, so it's just like, all right, who wants to see some proper Dorset tipping going on in here? And I try and work the crowd, so I have +2 at the moment.
We're in Reading.
Oh,
10, 11, 12. You work the audience. You get them on your side. They want to see some Dorset tipping. That's 2 momentum.
2 momentum.
Spending momentum take over. Out of nowhere. I am with a frying pan. I hit you on the back of the head. That's the man getting frangipanned.
I like the idea that Matt is only interrupting when he thinks of a great cake pun. And when Matt's like, I've got one.
The wrestler leaps to his feet.
You cannot stop it. War is inevitable. And then I'm going to tag out again.
Let's do the
A hot tag attempt number 2.
7. What is it?
Seven.
+1, 8. A tag is made. War gains 1 momentum and is now in control.
Oh, yay.
Drop a cow on someone else, you coward.
So hang on, which one of you is the legal? Okay.
It's him. Carboy is outside the ring. He's still in his car watching from the driver's seat.
Is the engine still running?
Definitely has a custom horn.
You're bigger than I thought. Your cow is quite scary too. But I've got this, and I'm going to run up. I don't know where you are. The ring is on its side. You seem to be somewhere in the back of the pub. I don't know.
There is no ring anymore.
Oh, well, yeah, no, so the ring, fine, the ring's been knocked, the ropes have come down, you're now just brawling in front of the audience in a carpeted
I
back
pick
room.
up a chair.
Here we go.
Weatherspoon's chair.
What kind of chair? There are a bunch of different chairs in Weatherspoons. Is it one of the bar stools? Is it one of the
No, it's one of the
wooden
wooden chairs,
ones?
like the really standard
They're quite
wooden
heavy,
chairs.
though.
Yeah, she's
I
a
know.
wrestler.
It's over one shoulder. I'm leaning over you, and I bring it down. The legs crumble against your back.
Oh, are you going to go for the injury that I got, or are you just going to just smash the back?
It's curry night. You could get him with a booner. They microwave in bags.
Get a free drink as well. You know,
Squeeze
just
out
grab
the
it.
bus.
off.
Squeeze out the microwave bags of curry.
Right,
Oh,
well,
it's in my eyes!
just give me a wrestling chair move.
Give me a wrestling check for the love of God.
Just someone give me a wrestling check.
Bad.
You can blow all of your momentum to have this not be terrible. Actually, no, I mean, it's not terrible, you just get counted.
I think I'm all right with it going wrong, to be honest.
Okay, right. You give one momentum to the Muddler. You give one momentum to the Muddler. You counter it, but you have to narrate how.
So
It has to be time for this match to end soon.
the chair breaks over his back, but a large sharp leg goes into Daisy, and like she kind of lets out like a yelp, like a cowish yelp, and then there's just like the slow.
Can you do a cowish yelp for us?
God, that was too good.
That's a boy
You're
who's
worrying good at making noises related to violence. It's like your gift in life.
It's true. You know, some people get good looks. I make excellent violent sound effect noises. And the thing goes in, and the Muddler just turns around in a cold rage.
Oh no, he was such a nice boy.
Oh, no.
But if you do make him angry, and the whole crowd starts chanting, "He's angry, he's angry, he's angry." It's based on the one actual wrestling match I've been to.
He like points at Warbeast.
This fight's going down nail and hoof.
Warbeast runs away.
Terrible.
He's like,
You're still in control.
the Battenberg may be a fiend. He never harm a cow. He knows what they'd be. He knows that he needs that milk. You're just an animal. And then I'm going to pick you up, and it's time to try and do the Yard of Pain, the finishing move. It's going to try and come down.
So this is why you lift.
I literally, almost
her
like
up.
a yard of ale that you tip up and you drink entirely. I tip up Warbeast entirely vertically and then slam them back down.
Let's go.
Wow.
Gonna need to blow all your momentum. So that's a 5. How much momentum have you
1,
got?
2, 3, 4, 5!
What's the result then?
Warbeast comes slamming down, boom, hitting the pit, and then Daisy just rear ends, sits on top of it for the pin.
There you go.
1, 2, 3, 4,
But
5,
what's
6, 7.
our mechanical thing? For
The mechanical thing is finish it clean, gain +1 audience. So
go.
I gain the audience, and then that's
I think
it.
I'm just
No.
unconscious now.
You've got a thing. Look, you're hardcore. So, are you not entertained,
If I
Reed?
suffer injury, endure humiliation, or go down in the face of overwhelming odds, I roll plus real.
I think humiliation, being sat on by a cow, that
I am
seems
a bit.
pretty...
So I think,
am
like-
slightly
And just
sat
at the point
on
that
by
the
a
Weatherspoons
cow.
bouncers were considering that it might be their job to stop this from happening, the fight is over.
7. I'm going to say 7.
You can burn your momentum.
Yeah, 8, 9, 10. There we go. That's some things.
Now you
What
can gain
happens?
you either, yeah. So it's like because the hardcore is all about being injured because she really does get injured. Pip, when she gets injured, people are like, "Oh, she really got hurt. That was awesome." The dust settles.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. Your tag team partner has been
Is that
dipped.
how tag team help works?
Yeah, I think if one
and
person's
then-
out, then I believe
I'm covered in
that's
mud
it.
and blood and
This
cows.
is far beyond now my knowledge.
This is not complex. I could have
I've
looked up how
literally
tag team
learned
matches work.
about wrestling today
Yes,
when we read the rules for this. And now, having still never seen any wrestling, I love it.
Okay, right. So
So
that's it.
someone gets a belt.
Yeah,
I
Carboy
remember this.
runs over, the manager of the Weatherspoons who booked this, uncertain of the event, but now quite pleased. Hands the belt to the Bristol
Bristol Muddler.
Thank you, the Bristol Muddler. Cowboy is like supportive, you know, sort of like wants to put a hand on the belt, it's all shaky. Everyone's happy because the good boys have won. Battenberg sloping away into...
Battenberg is on the corner. He's got his apron on again. Oh no! He's going to kick him in the back of the head while he's holding the trophy.
Oh, here we then.
Is that even allowed?
Yes. It's wrestling, Matthew. 7.
It's a 7.
Oh no, wait! This is a heel move. This is when you do something underhanded to get what you want.
Yes.
Oh, you're going to spend 2 and win the match.
So how do you? So you've got the. Then what happens? You just.
I'm gonna.
The thing is about wrestling championship belts. There's an element of like literally who is holding them. As it was rather than like who legally won.
Take it and drive off in his car.
Well, actually, that's what I'm. No, what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna win the match.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave someone helplessly lying on the floor, and I'm gonna take off my.
Who did you hit? Bristol Muddler. He's down.
I've taken off him, and then I'm gonna just shove Carboy and take off my chef's hat and my apron, which I wore a chef's hat this time for extra flair.
I had
throw them onto you on the floor. Walk off, get into Carboy's car, and start reversing the car, leaving War to come on and finish the job.
Oh wow! So who does this leave now?
I think you're worried about your car. You're unconscious. I'm going to pick that belt up.
Oh yeah, you're hopeless.
I'm literally.
I don't even want the win. I was just like, I'm just.
Oh, okay, so the belt is on the floor because you've been
picking up
knocked
the
out.
belt.
So Carboy goes to pick up the belt. What
I'm
happened?
picking up that belt. I've got 3 momentum and I will somehow use
So
it.
spend 1 to... Well, you're a heel as well.
Yeah, so you can spend 2.
Yeah.
Why don't you burn 2 momentum to leave
I
Carboy
want
helplessly
to.
lying on the floor?
I am going to just hold your head underneath one of the beer taps and just
Okay, Carboy's gargling.
fizzy up your nose.
The bouncers are incredibly confused. This usually on a Friday night would have people barred for life.
That's at least 24 pounds in hobgoblin that she's poured all over his face.
The police would usually be here at this point and people would be leaving with convictions. But this is wrestling and so therefore it's okay.
Shouting for someone from the audience saying, "Give me that belt."
He's gargling. He collapsed on the floor next to Bristol Muddler. The belt is lying there. You can take it.
I take it and a free pint.
Boo! 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 We have to pay for beer.
Bye.
And then, War Bam.
Bam bam.
War Beast walks out with the belt. And
Left with the car.
And at the end of the
You'll
evening.
be stuck on the one-way system.
Carboy betrayed me.
So what's the end of the? Yeah, he did.
That was no, yeah.
It's not on.
That's
what
because
it was really
London boys are not principled, as we found out tonight. Good luck, everyone. So everyone's audience is higher than 1. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got 1 in the last.
Oh, I did. So I've won 3, I think.
Oh, nice. Okay, then in which case you're all this close to leveling up, at which point you could pick something cool from your advances list, which, if we were playing another session, obviously, we'd all have rivalries. Your advances could be anything from, like, add 1 to a start, a new move, a valet, or a manager who then becomes an additional character within the
Enforcer.
story.
An enforcer. I would probably get the enforcer.
A dedicated tag team. That's pretty good.
Yeah, being like known as a tag team with other wrestlers. There's also a cool thing where when you level up 3 times, the game says you have to make another wrestler, but you don't have to play them. So it's like as your wrestling
You can choose which ones to come in.
Yeah, you kind
nice.
of you build a larger roster of wrestlers that you all get to know. But I think as someone has to be fired, I think Carboy is going to be fired, partially because he was rubbish, and also because his car got nicked. But
So he's just boy now.
he's just boy, and as such, there's not much of a market for it.
There's not a brand, no strong branding with just boy, is there?
But I think you can all give yourselves a round of applause for a great show.
That was really fun. That was really funny.
That was the video. Whew. Thank you very much, Wolfbang Pal. If you really enjoyed that, do check out Mark Humes and his other stuff. He's a lovely, very funny man. You probably worked that out already. And thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this again, you can watch the D&D thing we did over here. Some buttons. Websites. YouTube, eh? It's crazy. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.